what we would do for a 49 euro gift box. So you get our handy tote bag, which is fantastic. That comes as a little gift. But what we'll do is put together 3 bags of our locally roasted here in Burnt Hill County, Tipperary coffee beans. You can choose them, or if you're not bothered, we'll choose them for you. Just let us know what you want to do. So they'll come in the box, beautifully wrapped, with 3 different 250-gram bags of beans, along with a single origin card, which is actually really nice. And we used to love to give these to people when we were able to sit in, but we're not able to sit in anymore. So it's nice to be able to send it home with you. So it has a lot of information about the coffee and the bean, the cup score, and if you turn it over, it has information about the farm that it comes from, and then a little QR code where you can go to our website and find out more. So you'll get all of the single origin cards for every cup or every bag of coffee, and then a few samples too to kind of whet their appetite for next time around. So we'll do 3 samples. This is also fantastic, our brewing instructions, so that you know what you need to do in terms of grinding and weighing it out, how much water for how long, and then instructions on the back. So that's all included. No one will have to worry about it. We'll put it in there. If people want it ground, of course we'll grind it for them too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The catch with grinding coffee though is that you need to know what type of grind method that your friend or your colleague wants. So whether it's for French press, V60 Kalita, espresso machine, a cold brew pot, and it's really important. You can select your grind size on any of the drop-down menus within the online ordering platform. So you just go pick your 49 box, or they go all the way up to 99, or we can build a custom box. So I'll show you this 99 one. Pick your grind size. If you don't know what grind size it is, I recommend you just get whole beans. And then they can always get the coffee ground. If there's a local specialty coffee shop beside them, somewhere near, they'll be able to get the coffee ground there. But if you do know what kind of machine they're brewing on, if it's a V60 or a French press, we'll grind to that. And it's better to know in advance, because then the bags are sealed with the ground coffee as opposed to opening them, when they get them as a present. This is the 99 euro box. So this, you get your tote bag, you'll get a few 125-gram samples of coffee. So these are 2 new coffees. I'm going to talk about those in a second. In this month, you'll also get another little sample bag, and then you get a selection of 6 different 250-gram bags. So these are great little selection box gifts for Christmas and for corporates. So they go, as Amy said, from 49 to 99. So that's the idea. And of course, you get a fortune cookie, because you need fortune cookies in life. Brew card and all the information cards that go with it, as usual. And so that's that one. Show that there. So these 2 guys, these are 2 new copies that we have currently online. So as you know, we're featuring new copies every couple of months on the bar. Thomas has ordered a load of new single origin coffees as well, which will come in next week. We've got a new Guatemalan, which is a washed coffee. We've got a new Ethiopian, which is a Yirgacheffe natural, and I love Ethiopian naturals, as you know, because we've named our coffee bar down in Cork and in Nina after Guji, which is another Ethiopian natural coffee that I'm really proud to be buying in. So these are 2 new coffees in the bar. Get to check them out or buy them online. Delicious for filter, and this Guatemala would be really nice on one of the Sageburst machines. So that's those 2 coffees. I wanted to mention those. And then I wanted to mention about the hampers. So if you wanted to get gift hampers, they can be coffee, only small or large, or they can be coffee and any of the artisan products from our artisan shop. So we have a load of products currently in the artisan shop, and we have more and more stuff coming. So it's really moving from, I'll do those, I don't need those removed. It's really moving from when we started and landed into COVID. I suppose we pivoted, we lost all our tables and chairs, and we ended up creating the artisan store. And it has evolved now into what we've created upstairs now, which is a homebrew shop. And we feel that we're going to go and move with that. So the demographic and the type of customer has changed in the last 6 months. It's kind of an unusual climate, because people's needs are changing as well. So we're moving with what the demand is currently, and that's a bit more towards, I'd like to think, homewares and products. Our core product is always going to be coffee, but we have got a couple of things that you can put into hampers, such as all of these beautiful artisan products. So this is just a selection of all this stuff. You could really just pick a budget and say, I want a €50 box or a €100 box if you wanted to do something really nice. I know from my own parents, last Christmas I bought €100 worth of artisan foods, and this was really where I got this kind of interest in the artisan foods from. I felt it was something we could do quite easily here, and Tipperary is a great place for food producers. So we want to celebrate some local artisans, some international products, and give them to you as well. So this is just a quick example. I'm not going to run through them, but just to give you an idea, we have loads of artisan producers, loads of products, and you could pick and choose, and they're all on the shelves downstairs to see whether they're Irish or whether they come from UK or wherever in Europe and or across the globe. So we've loads and loads of stuff to talk about. Do you want to actually, will you take those off?
Sure.
Please, because I'm going to just bring in the other stuff. So we also have some really nice platters coming in. They're coming in from James at Ash and Black. So this is not one of his, but just to give you an idea of the kind of things. So when you're preparing your Christmas tables and you're laying out cheeses and fish, antipasti, boards, breads, garlic bread.
I love these because they're so versatile. You can do all kinds of things with them. You could even use them as a table decoration. Like if you're not going to be setting out, your meats and cheeses and things, you could, put pomegranates on here or, oranges with cloves in them. And then that would make your kitchen smell amazing.
Yeah.
So really beautiful stuff.
So James in Ash and Black is going to drop us in a load of boards. This is really, really nice because he's in Clare. We have loads of books coming in as well. And I love these. So things like the flavor thesaurus. You pick a random item. So let's go to any page here. Bacon and horseradish, bacon and liver, bacon and mushrooms, bacon and orange, bacon and parsley. So it just tells you, how to match anything. Apple and cheese, apple and coriander seeds, apple and cinnamon. So really, I love this book. Great for...
Do you know that I had never heard of this book
Have you
before? No, until I saw it on the list, I was like, wow, that's something that should exist and does. I cannot wait to buy this for myself. And well, probably everybody I know knows how to cook, and I'm terrible at it. So I don't know, maybe this will help everybody.
Great stocking filler. You're probably coming around €25. So these just landed today. So Flavor Thesaurus, of course, we have loads of little simple cookbooks that are quite popular, and some of the authors you've noticed. I love this Atelier Crown, A Metamorphosis of Taste. So this is a fantastic cookbook, and a really, really great story, but beautiful visuals, really well illustrated. And just look at some of the items in these books. So I'm really, I love these kind of cookbooks. So a lot of you know that my original passion, not only coffee, but also food and cooking. And I would have, which I always had around the street food garden and kitchen here. But so I love anything to do with food. And of course, you won't go through Christmas without something from Yotalengi. So we've loads of these books. We also have a new book called Flavors. Loads of stuff, guys. And when you get out of your 5K restrictions and you can get to us, there's some great stuff here for the foodies, the coffee lovers, and people who love to cook and bake at home. So we've got really a great selection of stuff. And don't forget, you can just buy also gift vouchers. So 100 quid or 50 quid or 20 quid even, just for people. And these can be used in any of our shops. So they can be used in the artisan store, at the roastery, on the coffee bar, Gucci and Gucci Cork, and our new homebrew shop that's opening down in Cork on the 1st of December. Loads going on, guys. Vouchers can be used all over Ireland. Now, this is the big part. So, Amy, you're up, all right?
Oh my goodness. Every time I do this, I think now this is my favorite machine. And then a new one comes and I say, oh, no, maybe this is my favorite machine.
Right.
So, let me start off with the good stuff though. Here's why it's going to be great to come here, because not only do you get personal one-on-one service, and you'll be working with me and we'll be happy to do a demo on any of the machine you're looking at, or a machine that you're interested in, you're trying to decide between two. We'll just get you all sorted out and figure out which you like and what's gonna work for you. So, you also get this wonderful welcome kit that we put together for you, because we can't just send you off with the machine, right? Because that wouldn't be as much fun. So we put together this kit for you with 500 grams of beans. Tell Alan, choose the most important ones, the nicest ones. That's a lot of ham. So you'll get your 500 grams of beans. Maybe you'll do Kenya or Costa Rica or something like that. You'll get a couple of cups. The milk thermometer sticker, you've got to have this. I'll tell you about it when you come in for your demo about why you have to have it. Some samples and a tote bag, and this will get you started out. Once you get your machine up and running, then you'll put your fantastic beans in there, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. So that's your welcome kit.
Now, can I ask something?
You may.
Why are we getting this? I know the answer, but obviously I'm asking the question on behalf of people. So is this...
Because we like to take care of people.
Okay, so it's free, right?
Well, of course it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're investing in this machine. I mean, the least we can do is set you up with some nice stuff and make sure that you get off and running.
And this comes with every machine, so not just this touch.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. For everybody who comes in and takes a machine home, you're going to take this home as well, and you're already going to have my direct contact information, so that when you get it home and you're starting to set it up, you can't figure out the grind size, you don't know where to start, you just shoot me a little message on WhatsApp, even if it's 10 o'clock on a Sunday night and I'm kicking up in front of the TV. I say, oh, wait, here's Niall or here's Rachel. They've got a question. And I send you the information that you need. Because there's nothing worse than getting these wonderful machines home and then being a little bit too intimidated to dig in and futz around with them. At the beginning, like, you just want someone to tell you what to do so that it's going to work out really well, and that's why we're here. So we're happy to help you with that. And then once you find your feet, we're going to be with you too to say, all right, now you're going to change beans. Here's how that's going to change your grind size. Here's how that's going to change your extraction time. We'll be with you every step of the way. This is Sage's top of the line machine. We're just going to lock this guy down so that he doesn't move around on us. This is the Sage Oracle Touch. You can see the flashing screen going on up here. This is what is so fantastic about this machine. You really could do this one-handed if you needed to. If you were carrying a kid, if you were busy with things, you're on the phone, you need a cup of coffee, you come here, you turn on the screen, you select through them. Oh, hold on one second. Go back home. Now, I'm a big fan of a flat white. Oh, look at this. I've already programmed in my own flat white with all of my personalized settings. So let's just kick off with that one. We tap on Amy's. There we go. Okay. So this machine has not just one water system in it to boil the water to do what you need to do to have your coffee. It has two. So there's a system that's dedicated to pulling your shot and a system dedicated to doing your milk for you, texturing your milk. With other machines, when there's just the one water boiling system, it takes a while longer and it doesn't have as much power to send to both of the different functions. So you end up waiting a little while longer and maybe it's not as good, It's nice to have 15 bars for both your shot and your milk. So here's how you do it. I've set my grind size at 30. We take your nice group head, pop it in here. Now watch this. So that's the coffee grinding.
I just want to get a shot of the actual touch display, right? So if we can get the camera right in onto the front,
So that last bit.
Right here, okay, sorry, I just want people to see this here, right? So this is grind, is that 30 seconds?
That is the grind size. There are 45 different grind size on this machine, which is fantastic.
Right, and then you've programmed, so this is Amy's profile. I just want people really to see this.
Okay.
So this is something that you've decided that this is the way you want your coffee served.
Exactly.
Right?
I've set the temperature. I've set the temperature of the espresso. I've set the temperature of the milk, and I've set the let's move the foam level up.
Oh, really? Okay. Right.
Well, just to see what I can do.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So now oops. All right. So now we're ready to do this. Should we grind again?
No. I just wanted to I don't feel that it was caught on camera, so I just wanted people to see that you've actually profiled yourself and that you set, you set a grind size, you've got a brew time, and you've got a milk temperature and texture level.
Yeah.
So that's just it's as automated as you're going to get.
I know.
Okay.
I was actually able to set this. I'm pretty good at setting up these machines, but I'm always thinking of this in terms of the person who's bringing it home for the first time. And on the touch machines, both the Barista Touch and the Oracle Touch, they actually walk you through it. Like I always have the manual next to me, and you don't need it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we've ground our coffee, we've tamped. Tamping is like it's such a pain.
Okay, so tamping is
Alan doesn't think it's a pain, but I think it's a pain. And that, this machine just takes that thing, if it vexes you, if you're not able to combine the science and the art of tamping, this thing takes it out of your hands completely.
Okay, cool. So it basically does the work. If you're in our coffee bar, so what I like about the bar downstairs when we make coffee is that you see every part of the process of making an espresso. So when you order, let me go over here. The light is catching. Sorry guys, I need to go over the light.
Are you glowing, Alan?
I'm glowing, yeah.
Glowing.
So when you order coffee in the bar downstairs, you see the guys, they take the coffee beans from the little portion pot, they grind it through the grinder, and they take it out into a little jigger, and then they put it into the portafilter, and then they level and tamp. And it's leveling and tamping, actually that's super difficult. So that's where the actual skill is, in terms of setting the bed. So this machine just does it for you, which is great.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. Okay, let's lock it
Okay,
in.
so now we lock it in. Pop my cup underneath, hit brew. This is our Honduras, Alan.
I want to try and get the camera right in here to this spot. There you go, beautiful.
Oh, look how pretty it is. Oh, I love the color coming out. So I set this to go for 23 seconds.
Smells great.
It does. Oh my gosh. We should have smelled it up here when I was getting everything all going. This
Fantastic.
is amazing.
So I'm going to show you guys the shot here, the extraction. Okay, great, nice. A little tip if you're pouring latte art, just give that a little tip and a swirl just to make that crema lovely and even. Right? See that? Before you pour your art. So.
All right. So.
How do you do milking?
Now, how do you do milk on this machine? That's the question. So what you do is, because this does it all by itself, it has a temperature sensor and also a texture sensor on the steam wand. So what you do is you pull this up, put it down. You have to make sure there's a certain amount of water or milk in here, and I'll make sure you know about that. Tap the milk button. I find this amazing that it does this. Because when we do this down on the bar, like when I was learning to texture milk, you have to hold the jug in a particular way, at a particular angle, at two different angles, and you have to hold it, move it around a little bit as the milk, comes up and increases in volume. Here, you don't have to do any of that. You put it there and you walk away. So it's hit 65. It's hit my temperature.
And it stops automatically.
And it stops automatically.
Okay.
So, oh my gosh, I'm gonna burn my hand off. So you take this off. I love this bit too. Watch this. It purges. How awesome is that? Purges on its own. Alan, you want to do the honors there?
Oh, sorry. That's you. So this is what did you say? This is foam level 9.
Yeah, this is about as foamy as it gets.
Okay, right. So we
I
call
don't know,
this
you-
like
yeah.
cappuccino milk, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I didn't set you
No,
up to fail.
no, it's okay, but it's very foamy.
She's out. But it's nice because some people really like that. A really kind of Italian style,
Yeah, I like
very
that.
foamy cappuccino.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
pretty.
So the only time with this machine that you need 2 hands is when you're pouring your latte art. But if you're going to forego latte art one morning, you can just foam the milk and pour it right in there, and then off you go. Now, what we didn't do with this machine is one of the things that it's very capable. Well, I mean, what it's built to do. You can pull your shot and texture your milk at the same time. Now, when I brought home a dual boiler, I thought, there's no way I'm ever going to need that. That's, just a feature that, because how long can it possibly take? And all it took was for school to start up again and 2 of us trying to get out the door with our son at the same time. And now every morning we are doing everything together, one of us right after the other. And the great thing is this machine has the power to do that because of the dual boiling systems in it.
Okay, so I'm going to come in on that, right? Because I get asked this an awful lot. Why don't we stock the Sage Express? Is it? What's
the Bambino
Bambino or okay, right.
Yeah.
So there's a reason we start at the Barista Pro machine, and the reason we start at the Barista Pro machine is because it's got a bit of power and capacity to heat up not only the water but to give you steam. But the more you invest, I suppose, in a machine, the more power you have, and it's a bit like if you have one immersion at home and everybody in the house is using the hot water. So if you've got one immersion, you have a tank full of hot water. As soon as someone has a shower, you're running low on hot water, and then you don't have any more water, right? So you got to wait for the thing to heat up. And it's the same with the cheaper machine. So if you're running if you're running like an espresso machine or something like those DeLonghi machines at home that are €100, €200, and you're looking at one of these machines, it's a real upgrade. But they're going to give you some control and also some much more efficiency and much more variation in terms of what you can do with your coffee, right? So that's what all this dual boiler talk or split boilers or with this kind of power, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for basically to have 2 immersions in your house or 3 immersions or an individual immersion for every shower, like you'd have an electric shower. So that's what they're actually doing. So to kind of give you a comparison. And the other thing, Amy, that we also get questions on is grind size. So how do you know what grind size to use? And this is a thing that comes up. So we had a guy last week, Dara, and he bought some Lavazza coffee. And he was trying to dial in his coffee with Lavazza, and he's sending his messages. He didn't buy his machine here, didn't buy the Lavazza coffee here either. But he was trying to figure out why it wouldn't work and why he couldn't. Every time he adjusted the grind finer and finer and finer, he couldn't get an extraction. And the reason, Dara, that's not working for you is because the coffee is old and stale, and we're using fresh coffee here. So it's 20 days post roast or 10 days post roast, depending on whether it's a natural coffee or a washed, and it's good for 3 months from that date. It's absolutely amazing for 3 months from that date. And if you keep it in a seal bag, you get another month or 2, if it even lasts that long. So grind size is a thing that's super important in terms of understanding where the coffee's from, whether it's natural coffee or washed coffee, and how you can grind it finer and finer. Okay.
And the thing is, like, if you're going to invest in these machines, they are for sure an investment, absolutely, and you treat them right. But like, you should put nice coffee in it. And honestly, I mean, and you should change out your coffee, right?
Same coffee. Right.
I still have but I'm afraid to change it.
Okay.
Because
now
I know that I'm going to have to stand in front of the machine. I'm going to have to futz with the grinder, and I'm not going to know where to start, even though I work for you and I can, text you.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's like the intimidation factor.
So
that's still with these machines, and that's why you have someone like us on the other end, so we can say, no need to be intimidated. You're using Brazil. Start here.
Okay. So what this has over other machines, you were saying there's too good, too bad. We decided to do this too good, too bad about these machines.
I think that this. What were my too good?
So your too good was auto tamping. I'll remind you.
The auto tamping.
I've got your cue sheets here.
Yeah. The auto tamping is my favorite thing. I still like. I think a close second is the automatic texturing of the milk,
right.
But also. You get so much in this footprint, and it looks really good.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna, have the budget for it, put something like this in your kitchen. it looks so nice. It has an integrated grinder, and then you're able to do this auto tamping thing and get your shot and get your milk. And it's not too tall. It'll fit under your kitchen cabinets, and it's not too wide or not too deep either.
Right. Too bad. Have we anything bad to say about these machines?
Well,
or compared to the other ones, or why would you?
Listen.
What's
the thing is, this is the biggest investment that you'll make in a Sage machine.
So it's
and so
it's
you
their top
have
range.
to, yeah.
Right,
So
right.
if this is the one that you want, you have to be prepared for that. I wish that the price were different, but I think the price probably reflects what it is. All of the different kinds of hardware.
So how much
that's
is it?
in
While I kind of sit on this, because I'm kind of it's looking at me.
Unbelievable, drinking coffee like a caffeinated coffee this late at night. I could never do it. So in the black, this retails for $2,100. In the stainless steel, which would be gorgeous in this, it'll look like this, the Oracle Touch back here.
Okay.
It's a really beautiful grade of stainless steel. This machine in stainless steel is $2,400.
Right. So we're looking here at the top of the line.
This is the top
in
of
the
the line.
range.
Yeah.
And we start
with a lot of bells and whistles.
Fair enough. And we start at $7.99. Is it for the intro level that we're at, which is the Sage?
The Sage Barista Pro.
Barista Pro, okay.
Which is a great machine that we've had so many people be so happy with.
Yeah.
I'm delighted for them. And I hear from them all the time. It's still great, Amy. It's still going really well.
Cool. So we've Sage, that's your entries is $7.99. You're coming to the top level here.
Yeah.
If you were thinking of, getting married next year, you could put on a wedding list. We could organize that for you. People could start putting a couple €100 off it. That's a thing. So there's loads of ways to crack the eggs and to get the machine of your choice for your kitchen. Let's remind people again. So on any of the machines they buy, they're getting the gift box. They're getting a direct line of access to you. They're getting a couple of free bags of coffee at least. They're getting thanks for that. Yeah, just do it then. Shoot this back a little bit.
They're getting a couple of cups. They're getting the temperature sticker to put on your milk jug. Now with the two top of the line machines, you don't need that because you just set the temperature and it has the sensor in it and it does it. But for all of the other machines, you absolutely have to have it. I don't believe in hold it and then when you can't hold it any longer, wait 3 seconds and then take your hand off of it. Just get the temperature sticker. So we'll pop it in for you and we'll put it on. It'll be fab.
Okay, so tell me something about the milk. Will it texture all oat milk also?
Well, of course it will.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Great. Okay. So it'll do all the milks, soya, oat, whatever you're using.
Yeah, and probably the good thing about having that frothing go up to that higher level is that oat milk and soy milk can feel so thin,
Right,
and that can be difficult to texture. Leave it to the machine.
Leave it to the machine.
Yeah.
Okay. So you made a coffee there. It was very simple. You just press the button. You'd already programmed it. I love that about the machine. I think the biggest difference between what we're doing here and some other places where you can buy the machine, it's no secret that you can get Sage machines in Harvey Norman's. But obviously we're giving you the intellect behind them and we're teaching you, or at least we're available to you to actually show you what machine can do what. And that's why we're only recommending machines that we've used or machines that we feel are going to deliver the coffee to you in a way that works for you. That's our 30 minutes. We're going to try and keep these shows to 30 minutes, 9:30 to 10 o'clock Thursday night. I hope you got loads out of that. I think we packed in a lot, right?
We did. I can't believe we covered all that stuff.
From cookbooks
We got too fast.
No, that was it.
How
That's
can we
it.
not talk more about the books or more about coffee?
But we need a bottle of wine, Amy.
I did think about bringing a bottle of wine, and I thought, no, I don't think maybe that's not. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
We'll try next time.
Thanks, Bess.
Thanks so much. Take care.
So, and say video. 224. 224.
Okay.
It's all right.
Yeah. Well, we have to do these experiments to see
Yeah.
what happens, to see which time is going to be best. Like,
That's
we're not
good.
always going to have 1,200 people.
Yeah, and that's done. Sure. Yeah, take it.
That's good.
You can't do it off a rail. Not a chance.
It's like,
Yeah. Did we get any questions or anything? Or any sort
There was
of
to deliver. I went to answers. That's the only one I could see. But I'll be able to go back through it and there are levels.
oh yeah, you have Finchi as well.
Oh yeah. Thanks YouTube. We only had one viewer, but sorry, we were testing. So thanks. End stream
Well,
was
we'll get
over.
more.
Yeah. Bye. Thanks guys. Don't even know who watched. And